places in Britain where the water does not move as it should. A loch without ripples, a river that seems to hesitate, a stretch of sea where sound carries too far or not at all. For centuries, people living near these waters said the same thing in different ways. Something listens from below, not monsters, not demons, but beings that belong to the water. Older than villages, older than churches, older than the names we gave them. Mermaids, sirens, selkies, river spirits. They were not spoken of loudly. They were remembered quietly. The earliest British references to mermaids do not come from sailors' yarns. They come from monks. In the 7th and 8th centuries, scholars, copying Latin texts, described femina piscis, fish women, as natural marvels, not fantasies. These texts were not moral stories. They were catalogs of the world as it was understood. By the Middle Ages, mermaids appeared carved into stone churches across England and Scotland. Not hidden, displayed. In Cornwall, Norfolk, Yorkshire, and the Scottish coast, they appear holding combs and mirrors. Later generations said this symbolized vanity. Earlier ones knew better. The mirror was a warning. To look too long at the sea was to forget yourself. On a cold day in 1895, farm workers near the coast of the Orkney Islands saw something resting on the rocks below the cliffs. Not a seal, not a woman, something in between. It had long, dark hair, clinging wetly to pale shoulders. Its lower half never fully cleared the water, but the witnesses were certain of what they saw. Scales catching the gray light. It remained there several minutes. Then it slid back into the sea without a splash. The account was printed locally. No ridicule, no explanation offered. Sirens are older than mermaids and far more dangerous. In early descriptions, sirens were not fish-tailed at all, but winged women whose voices caused sailors to turn their ships towards rock. When these stories reached Britain through Roman and Christian texts, something changed. The wings disappeared. The water remained. Along Britain's coasts, fishermen told of voices over fog, singing without words, carrying against the wind, not beautiful, compelling. In December 1900, the lighthouse on the Flannan Isles went dark. When relief arrived, 3 men were gone. No struggle, no bodies, meals left uneaten. Local men spoke quietly of hearing singing in the days before the disappearance. Not songs, but tones. The sea below the cliffs was calm. It should not have been. In the northern isles, people did not speak of mermaids often. They spoke of selkies, seal folk. In Orkney and Shetland, these were not bedtime stories. They were family histories, stories of men who found seal skins hidden among rocks, of women who lived quietly, lovingly, but never fully belonged. One parish record from 1701 describes a burial of a woman, not as others, with hands that seemed webbed, skin too smooth, and eyes that unsettled the minister. She was buried outside consecrated ground, by request. Every selkie story ends the same way. The skin is found, the sea is chosen. The family left behind hears seals crying on the shore, not like animals, but like grief. The sea was not the only danger. Rivers, especially in Scotland, were feared far more. Kelpies were said to wait at crossings, appearing as horses with wet hides and dark, knowing eyes. Children were warned not with abstract danger, but with stories that worked. Stones were carved, rules were spoken. Do not approach water at dusk. Do not touch what invites you. These legends coincided with real drownings, the kind that left no marks, no struggle. The water simply closed. In 1830, something washed ashore on Benbecula. It was small, human-shaped, covered in dark hair. Witnesses described a narrow face and a body that did not resemble any known animal. They buried it. Only later did newspapers take notice. No specimen survives, only the memory. The church did not deny water spirits. It absorbed them. Mermaids carved into pews, sirens in manuscript margins, warnings woven into sermons, not because they were symbols, but because people kept seeing something. Britain is quieter now, but the water has not changed. Lakes still darken suddenly. Voices still carry too far across fog, and seals still gather where no fish swim. Maybe these stories were misunderstandings, or maybe they were the best explanations people had for something that does not wish to be known. Because the sea does not give up its secrets, and it never has.